Hello, this is Jake and welcome back to my automotive channel. Today we're taking a look at my Citroen ZX, the car that we saved from scrap twice now, and it's not going near another scrapyard. It's just down there, you can see it, but we're going to start in the garage because on the whiteboard at the back I wrote down a list of things that needed sorting on the Citroen ZX. Okay, here they are. So Citroen ZX. First thing, clean out the fuel tank. I didn't mention this in the last video. The first video on the car, what was wrong with it, I was saying about the tank, it rusted from the inside. That was not the case in the end. They have plastic tanks on it, which I didn't know. So fuel tank is sorted. We need a new fuel sender. We put a cheap Chinese one in now. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, it's not doing the job. So we're going to get the right one, get it sorted properly. We was hoping it'd sort the job, but no, not in the end. New handbrake cable. I ticked it, but we didn't need it in the end. The handbrake cable was fine. New rear brake shoes, cylinders, adjust the alternator, fuel pump, brake lines, front pads. This is all basic stuff, but I got new floor mats as well, gear knob, sort the radio, wiper blades, new plates, and a new aerial. And I do want to do a full service on the car, but we have changed the spark plugs just to see if we can get it running a bit better. But yeah, so it's nice to have some of these things ticked off now. So let's go and take a look at the car and I can show you everything that's been done. We'll start with a basic one. Plates, front and rear. These are brand new plates I made up in Ross on Y by Andy Pack. And I usually go there for nearly all my car plates and little bits, and when I need stuff like some I had to get some Jubilee clips the other day. Perfect, because it's 10 minutes down the road and I don't have to wait for them to come online. And another thing I wanted to get sorted was the mirror. The mirror is now sorted and working as well. It's a French car, so you get weird quirks with it and everything, but the passenger wing mirror is electric, but the driver's is still manual, which is a bit weird. And something very little, but nearly everyone does, dust caps with the Citroen logo on. And yeah, that's little basic things. The main thing I was really excited for was the aerial. We went to Harry Buckland's, the scrapyard, which you would have seen the video previously. And we got so many good little bits for this car, including this aerial and a bunch of spare bits as well. And I'm still planning to go up tomorrow to get a few more bits because the cars won't be that much longer. They will be crushed. So I'm trying to get as many bits as possible. New wiper blades, front and back. He's running a bit better. We did drive it the other day and we got probably 15 minutes into a drive and it started playing up again. It's a long story and it's got to be kept for another video. But let's talk about the things we have fixed. The blower, which is behind the dash here, is now working. We had to replace a switch, and well, it was a resistor that goes inside the fan. Very common. And what was happening was there was a flood the other week in the car. Basically, the footwell was absolutely full of water, and what was happening was water was building up in the scuttle, then going down through one of the vents in the front there down into the fan, and it burnt up the fan and it was filling the car with water here. That's now sorted, and behind there we've still got to put the wires away. There's a cover that goes on there, but that was absolutely saturated, destroyed basically by the wet, so I need to sort that out. But the fan's all working. We got all 4 speeds on the dial working. We do have a working cassette player, not CD player, and I love having an original cassette player in a car. Takes you back to the old days. And I got loads of cassettes for the car, which for my Rover originally, and my Honda Accord, which also had the old cassette player. But it all works now. The code was actually on the top. The last owner who I sold it to took a note, said because the code wouldn't work. But basically what happened is you try the code, I think it's 3 times, and it locks you out for an hour. So the car had to run for an hour before I put the code back in. But it is working now, so that's great. This cluster well, it's not really a cluster, it's the cover that goes over the steering wheel. This was always missing when I bought the car. Managed to get that from Harry Buckland's. And I'll show you in a minute, but we got loads of spare switches, all these spare. The only thing I didn't take was steering wheel because both of them were a bit newer than mine. But even like the switches in the door for the windows and that, I got them all spare. A new clock from there, well, new, old clock, but it works. My old one didn't work, it was all distorted and everything, so that's good. A cheap gear knob off eBay, this was £5. The old one was completely wrecked, so I put this one on. It's quite nice, it suits the car, I think. Oh, something little, I have not fixed it in yet, but this was missing on the sunroof, the sun blind. And just trying to think what else we've done in here. The front's pretty much all back together now. I did have the carpet up to sort the flood out and everything. But if we go into the back, it's a bit of a mess. So the other day we broke down in town after our 15 minutes drive, and we thought it was the fuel sender, so I'll show you that from the other side. And then as we open this door wouldn't shut, and as we broke down, I opened this door and the lock failed, so I went at the scrapyard straight away, grabbed the lock off the car, because I looked online and they were crazy prices. I think one of them was £80 I saw. So, well, €80, wasn't even in this country. So I grabbed one from the scrapyard straight away. And that all works now. But yeah, the back is a mess again. I put it all back together and then we had to strip it again. Rear wiper, like I said. Got that sorted. And yeah, this was all back together. And then we've had to yeah, rip it all out again. Let's have a look at the fuel sender. I don't know, that door card needs fitting on as well. You probably remember the car had a window tint on. They took the door cards off and everything to do it, and never put the door cards on back properly. But it's going to look a bit dodgy. But there's our fuel sender at the moment. This is as close as I can get at the moment because the door against the wall. But there you go. It's working, it's doing the job, but basically what's happening is, if I go around to the front of the car and open the bonnet, I can show you. So what we think is happening is, this little pot down here, you see there, that fills up with fuel from your fuel pump here. And then at the top, you'll see a top pipe, that goes back to the tank so you don't waste any fuel. It's almost like the fuel goes in there, the car runs fine, but after a while, no more fuel gets through here. And we thought maybe it was getting blocked somewhere. The fuel filter we put on seemed alright. So we're still trying to figure it out. But I've cleaned that little pot up this morning, and we're going to try it again this week. Idling on the drive, car's absolutely fine, no problem. As soon as you put some pressure through the car, as you drive in, like I said, about 15-minute journey, it starts playing up. We got a brand new fuel pump, I've done that one. The airbox is all back together now. I think the next step is to clean the carb. There's a little filter, where the fuel goes in here, there's a little filter in there, and we cleaned that out, and that was a right mess. So we don't know if, well, it's probably worth just cleaning the entire carb, getting a kit for it, getting it all done. So that's the engine update, but we are getting that, that's the main thing. Another thing I did get from Harry Buckland's, the actual battery tray that the battery goes in, so I need to get that one in there. I did buy a new cap for this off eBay, and it's cracked, so I got to get on eBay and get that refunded. But this is again from Harry Buckland's, the good old scrapyard, which I want to do more videos up there because you guys really enjoyed that video. Before I forget, we did do, so both rears have been done. New brake shoes, brake cylinders. We didn't have to do the handbrake cable in the end, so that's good. And front brakes, we got new brake discs and brake pads, which is fantastic. So now the braking system is great on the car. 2 new brake lines on the front as well, which is great. I think it was the front or going to the back. I can't remember. I'll have to check with my dad with that one. But that's all working. So the car does brake now, which is great. We've bled the system and everything. And before I forget, I did get this cover for the bumper for the tow and eye at the back. It's been missing since I got the car 2 years ago nearly. So got that sorted. There we have it, guys. That is the Citroen ZX, and we're nearly there. This close to taking this car out on a proper drive, and then hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we can start planning some road trips with it. But I want to thank you all for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you want to see more on this car, there's more coming up very soon. So thanks, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.